Hi friends, we are at the park today for our reading because it's a beautiful day and I feel like I needed to touch some grass, get some fresh air. It's been a crazy week and I have not spent enough time outside getting grounded, so we're here to get grounded together. Before I get into the reading, please always use your discernment when feeling out whether a reading is for you. This is a general reading. I'm reading for the collective. So some things may hit for you, some things may miss for you. Take what resonates and let the rest go. If you would like a more detailed reading to hit on your personal situation, I do personal readings. My information will be in the description box so you can get connected with me, check out some of my other content, and reach out for a personal reading. We're just going to get started with an oracle card here, or a few. I kind of just like to let them come out as they please and talk how they will. So let's see. What are we touching on today? What does the collective need to know? Ooh, step out of your comfort zone. What kind of adventure are we going on? Do you have anything else we need to know before we get into this reading? I don't think so. Ooh, North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. And the cool thing, North Node, I'm not an expert on astrology, but as far as I know, North Node is kind of the, it's like your compass. It's like tied to your personal power and personal purpose. I've got pine sap on me. Let's see, we're gonna go with my lighthearted deck. My Thoth deck is a little bit more playful than my others, and this already feels like it's gonna be a really nice lighthearted reading. So let's see. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay, well first let's get clear on what your comfort zone is. Ooh. Okay. Three of Cups. And it's in reverse. Woo! Okay. Okay. What is your comfort zone? Three of Cups in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse. We've got the Emperor here, Hermit in reverse, and the Universe. I'm going to say that this has something to do with, abundance. I don't know if you can read that right there. And personal power, self-identity. And I think the three of those things are probably really closely tied for you. I mean, with this Three of Cups in reverse, okay, this one's, we're starting off a little heavy here, you guys. You're comfortable living in a place of lack. It's possible that you grew up maybe in poverty. On the emotional side, it could just be that you're used to sacrificing yourself in service of other people. So you're used to kind of just the give. And you don't hold a lot of space for receiving. And you might be sitting on the other side of the screen right now like, what are you talking about? I'm constantly seeking out opportunities, asking, praying for things to come my way, for things to go my way. And they never do. So like, I'm open to it, but it's not coming. And this is where identity and personal power come in, because let's see if I can word this right. Sorry, the sun is in my eyes a little bit. When you spend so much of your time self-sacrificing in service of others, you kind of forget your own value, because it just kind of falls to the back burner a little bit. You're used to living on somebody else's terms. This is a theme that just keeps playing out in readings. There's a lot here about, like, connected to your voice, your throat chakra. You have a really hard time speaking up for yourself, voicing your needs, communicating where you're at, and even communicating boundaries. And that sounds a lot more simple than it actually is for you, because this hits deeper. This is going to sound really tough, so bear with me, okay? This is said out of love, and I've been here. So when you self-sacrifice, when you're constantly putting somebody else's air mask on first before yours, you're teaching them that it's okay to walk all over you, because they see that you are always your last priority. So you're going to take a whole lot of crap before you put your foot down. And that makes you vulnerable to people taking advantage of you. That doesn't make it okay for people to take advantage of you, but it's your responsibility to hold yourself firmly in protection. And so I think that when we're talking about this comfort zone here, this is that change that you're stepping into right now, where you start to see yourself as this emperor figure. You start to see yourself as having power, and feeling comfortable wielding that power. Because you do. You've just forgotten it. Let's see. Woo! What kind of steps can we take? I just a little bit went on this rant about this, but be a bitch. Setting boundaries is not cruel. Saying no is not mean. It's not selfish. Walking away from situations that don't serve you is not, it's not self-centered. It's not selfish, not in a negative way. And to be honest, you need to feel comfortable starting to step into more of a selfish place. Because you've been in a submissive role for so long that it's like weakened your, I want to say, immune system. And I don't know if that's going to be like a physical thing for you, that you're like, no way, I have an autoimmune disorder. Who knows? But I really mean, like, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, it has weakened that internal system of protection. Protection, that's really coming through strongly here. You know what's coming to mind right now, and I don't know if this is going to hit for anybody. Iron. If you know anything about, like, mythology around fairies. Like iron is protective against fairies because it deters them. Iron is painful to fae, and so people used to say, if you carry iron on you, if you wear iron, it helps keep fairies away from you. And this was important because in traditional folklore, fairies are not always super friendly beings. They are tricksters. They can be malicious. They're really, it takes a pro to really deal with them. And so having that protective barrier in place was really important, so you can avoid being manipulated by these fae creatures. And that's kind of what it is that you're needing, is stepping into more of the space of like taking up space, of being a bitch, of being able to say, no, I can't do that right now. No, I don't like that. No, that feels really bad. This person gave me weird vibes, so I don't have any interest in talking to them or building a relationship with them or even playing nice with them. Like, and then going on a deeper level of like, this person hurt me. I'm not going to keep them in my life. I'm not going to treat them with respect if they don't treat me with respect. People treat you the way that you teach them to treat you. It's all about what you allow into your sphere. When you are so self-sacrificing and overly giving, you become a magnet for takers. You can still give, but you need to start putting some iron bars in place that say, I love to give, but only under these circumstances, only under my terms. And that will start to deter takers, and it will start to be more inviting and more of a magnet to people who are willing to equally give and take. You will start to receive more because you're inviting people who are more on your wavelength into your life. And getting rid of people who don't serve you or who don't appreciate what you do for them, it opens up space for the people that you're meant to have equal relationships with. You know what I'm saying? And it also brings in, like, if you've been concerned about money, work, maybe you do a lot at your job and you keep being overlooked for promotions, raises, manager positions, leadership roles. That also goes there. Like that, this also fits in there. Or even if you're just like a freelance artist or whatever it is that you do, if you're struggling to find abundance in your work or proper compensation, or what is the word I'm looking for? Like, it's like you're invisible. Like, people don't see you or what you do. I'm going to tell you right now an example from my personal life. I worked regular jobs for years, and I only just stopped a couple of years ago. And what happened was, I love working. I love being of service to people. I love going above and beyond. I love being a worker bee, a workhorse. I take pride in whatever it is that I do. And so I would take these jobs at entry-level positions, and I would work my butt off. And I was oftentimes the only reliable employee, the only one who would show up on time, the only one who would actually do their duties, like what was in the job description. And my managers always loved me, always. They would let me know, you're the best that we have, you would make a great manager. I would get, like, they would tell me, like, we have this positioning opening up. We would love to offer you a higher pay and this higher title and give you more responsibilities because it's obvious that you can handle it. And it would be fabulous. And what would end up happening is that would never come. I had this one job where that was offered to me, and my manager was like, in a couple of weeks, we'll talk about, I'll get that paperwork to you. So you can, have that title, you'll get a $5 pay raise, which was like really big at the moment. I really needed it. And it felt like such a blessing. And a couple of weeks came and went, and I didn't hear about it again. And so I checked in with her. I was like, hey, is this still happening? And she was like, oh yeah, sorry, give me a couple more weeks. We'll circle back to it in a couple more weeks. A couple more weeks came and went. Same thing. She just kept pushing it further and further back from me. I was being taken advantage of. And she'd had me already starting to do the work for that higher title without giving me that title or that pay raise. And this has happened at several jobs for me. Or likewise. And then I'd have something come up where I have health problems. I'd have a serious health problem. I got to stay home. I got to go to the hospital, whatever. And it's immediately like, this can't happen again or you're fired. No, you can't call out today. If you don't come in today, you're fired. And my coworkers who were always late, who were always no-show, who didn't do anything except talk and text on their shift, they didn't have like the same attitude towards them. And it drove me crazy for so long until I realized that, like, if you go above and beyond for the wrong people in the wrong situations, if you overextend yourself in the wrong places, you don't get rewarded for it. You just get taken advantage of. Because I was their best performing employee, one, they couldn't afford to lose me in the position I was in, and two, there's a threat to their position. If I start climbing the ladder and I'm doing this well, what happens to them, And you'd hope that people are kinder, and unfortunately that's just not the case. And so if you're finding yourself in similar positions at work, one, it's okay to stop overextending yourself. You don't always need to go above and beyond. You can just hit your mark. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. Especially if you're not being appreciated or given the proper compensation or rewards for it. And two, if that's happening to you, it's also okay to walk away and find something that better suits you and better takes care of you. You can keep running and climbing and moving and working hard. But if you're walking in the wrong direction, if you're moving for the wrong thing, you're not ever going to get anywhere. And so sometimes it's just better to cut your losses and shift your direction. Rejection is protection. Rejection is protection. If something doesn't go your way, you're being protected. Allow yourself to be redirected and move somewhere that will appreciate you and that will see you for who you are and what you do. And on the flip side of that, you have the power of rejection. You get to reject people and situations that aren't right for you. Oh, you want to offer me this raise and then never give it to me, but I'm expected to keep up with responsibilities that I'm not being compensated for? I reject that and I quit. And I'm going to go find somewhere that does respect me. This is kind of a lot for you to be processing. It's taken a lot for you to get to the point that you're at right now. And you're likely exhausted, rightfully so. So right now, allow yourself to rest. You might find that things in your life are starting to slow down, or that you've been running into roadblocks. And like I was saying, rejection is protection. Allow yourself to be redirected. And right now you're being redirected to just sit tight, to just rest, to just pause. And your gut has been telling you that. You might be feeling physical symptoms of like sickness, or exhaustion, or anxiety or depression, that like you just want to stay home and rest and eat and do comfortable hobbies, do comfortable things. And then you get this little voice inside your head, like a little devil on your shoulder, that's like, no, you have to be productive. No, you have to go do this thing. No, you have to like what will people think of you? Like, it's not okay for you to rest. That's not true. Listen to what your gut has to say. Listen to what your body is telling you. It's needed to rest and take pause right now. If you've recently found yourself unemployed, I know that you probably have bills to pay. Just trust. Just allow yourself to rest. You don't need to send 50 resumes every day, okay? In fact, I want you to, like, while you're resting, I want you to sit down with a journal, and I want you to write out, what is it that you actually want? What is it that, where do you actually want to be? If there was no limitations or restrictions, or any outside factors for you to consider, where would you want to be? What would you want to be doing? Write that down. And then I also want you to write down, what are you not okay with? What are you not willing to tolerate anymore? What is your body not able to handle anymore? And write that down. Write that down. Like, write it as a message to the universe, to your guides, to your ancestors, to the earth, to yourself, and sign it like it's a letter. And just sit with those things. And as you move forward, as you move out of a rest period, which allow yourself to rest, like give yourself a couple of weeks of just doing nothing, and watch how much better you start to feel. But after that rest period is over, and you'll know when your body tells you it's time to start moving again, you'll feel it. I want you to come back to that letter that you've written in your journal, and I want you to read it and use that as a blueprint, as a guiding force for what it is that you decide to do moving forward. Use it as like a checker for your actions. Are the actions I'm taking aligning with what I want and what I'm not okay with? Are the actions I'm taking aligned with my boundaries? Are the actions I'm taking aligned with my desires? And if the answer to that is no, then you know you need to be taking a different action. This is a really big moment where you get to change your fate, because you change your self-perception, and therefore you change your relationship to power. It's time for you to realize that you are a powerful being. You are the director of your life. You are the choreographer. You are the maestro. You are not a background character, okay? I need you to start believing that, feeling that, trusting that. If you're spiritual at all, even if you're not, I want you to take some time to meditate and start paying attention to your dreams. Maybe you start following some guided audios for astral projection or lucid dreaming, meditations to meet with your spirit guides or your ancestors, and just start paying attention to what happens, what's said to you in these dreams, in these meditations. Tea start drinking some tea before bed. Get off of your phone. Make bedtime relaxing and quiet and dark. Drink tea, cinnamon, what is that? Blue lotus? Is that what it's called? Mugwort, hibiscus, blueberry, maybe like an orange spice. Just start consuming tea. These plants have medicinal properties and they have a lot of wisdom to share. And they can be especially helpful when it comes to bedtime and getting into a meditative space or getting into a lucid dream space. So I want you to spend some time with that. And any other personal practices that you have that you might have stepped away from because you've been so exhausted, so anxious, so overwhelmed, so overworked. Anything like tarot, or if you have a Bible or a religious script, spending time reading that, sitting with the words that stick out to you, maybe going on nature walks. Maybe you like to sit with trees or hug them and talk to them. Maybe it's sitting with the water. Whatever it is that you have kind of moved away from, it's time to start incorporating that back, because it's going to be really refreshing and renewing for you. And it's kind of necessary right now. It is necessary. It's not kind of. It is. So don't make any excuses for yourself. It's time to start changing your daily routine a little bit to be more aligned with who you are and what it is that takes care of you and protects your peace. When you start protecting your peace, other people start respecting that, and they start protecting your peace for you as well, with you. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. And that's the thing. The energy is gaining momentum on its own. Your only job right now is to just rest and dream. Dream. What are your dreams? What are your visions? And I mean this literally, but I also mean it metaphorically. Like, what do you want for your future? What do you want for yourself? Get in touch with that. Start believing that there is no limitation. The answers you need are coming. Trust that. And you can't hear those answers unless you're sitting in this restful, quiet space. So please, please, please make time for that. You deserve it. I feel like I should read this one a little bit. So let's see. Waxing moon. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. All right, here's what it has to say. During the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some work and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whatever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. Affirmation: I know I'm headed in the right direction. So it's true. But I want you to remember this time of rest is really important right now, because you are not yet clear on what it is that you want or the correct actions to take to get there. So this rest period is really, really, really important for you to figure those things out and feel confident in them. And like I said, you'll know in your body, in your gut, when the time is right to start taking those actions. Just keep letting that energy build right now, though. Just keep letting it build, because you're not there yet. You need this period, and I know it feels boring, and oh, you want the excitement, you want your life to change. This is how you create that change. It's just allowing that tension to rise, to build, you know? You need to be clear on what it is that you want. I love you guys, and I want you to know you're not alone. There's a lot of us out there who have been in your position or are in your position right now with you, and it's a tough spot to be. You have the power to make change. You have the power to take care of yourself. It's time for you to call that power back. So I wish you luck. I hope this resonated for you. If it did, I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you like the way I read, it would be fabulous if you want to help support me by hitting the subscribe button or the like button. And if you would love a personal reading, I do those as well. I think I said already, but that information will be down below in the description box, so you can check that out. Get connected with me. I wish you luck. This is a really big step, and you should be proud of yourself, okay? I love you, and I'll catch you next time.